All right, Jeannie is back. We've talked to her before. We're going to talk to her again, and we're going to get to her in about a minute. Guys, I'm Michael Allen for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. When we're not relocating, we are a travel agency. So go to TravelCostaRicaNow.com, fill out the 4-minute form. You'll be that much closer to the vacation of a lifetime. We're like you, having best friends who live in Costa Rica, who know Costa Rica, totally hooking up your Costa Rica vacation. Hey, man, if you haven't subscribed, please do. It does help, and if you want to see videos as we put them up, hit the notification bell. But today, we're down at Rios Este Sunset Del Mar Resort, where Jeannie is a speaker at our relocation retreat here. We're going to talk to her about that. But you might recall, we talked to her before. Matter of fact, the last time we were here, but you may not recognize, she's not with her husband, James. And we're actually... I think it's good. I think it's good. Yeah, he can hold down that fort. I got a feeling you're going to be able to hold down this fort fine. James, we're not missing you. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, that video actually was very good and informative. And if you want to know their backstory in a little bit more detail, I will put the link to that video in the description. You might want to catch it because it was really good. We had some nice chemistry on
Yeah, it was fun.
I think. I mean, not James, not James so much.
Not so much. Yeah, you certainly didn't have to tone me down at all.
All right, so just so if they don't have to watch that video, so let's do a quick, brief, maybe 5-minute capsule of your history of like how you guys got down here, and you probably should touch on that little robbery thing that happened. Just
that little moment.
Yeah, just to kind of update them if they didn't see that original video.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So, like, quick and dirty. We moved down here in 2 years ago, 2021. We came from Charlotte, North Carolina, where we had lived for 10 years after we moved from California. And it was just time. It was time to go. We'd already been through .com and 9/11 and then the recession. And then the pandemic. And we were in our late 50s. I'm 62 now. James is 63. And it was just time.
James looks so much older. You look like you're 52.
Don't tell Buddy that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we're recording. Just real quick, had you guys been to Costa Rica before?
We had visited. Right, so we hadn't spent a lot of time here though, but we liked the tropics. We didn't want to live on an island, so the Caribbean was out. Mexico wasn't a choice, and we liked Costa Rica. And we were just ready to go, and so it was time, and we sold everything we owned. We left a 10x5 storage unit filled halfway with just memorabilia for our kids. And we picked up with our 2 dogs, 2 standard poodles, and our duffel bag, and some of you asked those bins with the yellow lid. Yeah. I think we had like 5 or 6 of them maybe. And we came down. I don't know what to say. We did exactly what they tell you not to do, really. We had a plan to move around, but the first place we landed in Guanacaste, Potrero, Surfside, is between Playa del Coco and Tamarindo. Mm-hmm. We just loved it there. We landed there and bought property, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to move around.
Now that I'm recalling, you guys made every mistake.
We did every single one, and we paid a little bit.
I am seeing a pattern though, because a lot of us did that. A lot of people you talk to, I mean, we don't want to steer people that way, just come down here and see what happens, because a lot of people do end up back. But it is true that a lot of people that are still here did kind of get down here, maybe not making the best of decisions.
Well, our way of thinking is, what's the best thing that can happen out of this situation? What's the absolute worst? And if we can live through the absolute worst, is that worth it to us? Like, if we're willing to accept the consequences of that. And our whole thing was, well, if it's the worst decision we make, we'll figure out the next plan. Like, that's the mindset we came with.
Well, again, I would tell everybody to go back and watch that video, but let's talk, if any couple had a reason to go, Costa Rica.
And that wasn't even my moment. That was the other thing I hadn't mentioned, that last one. But yeah, so we were down here for about 2 months on our new property. We had our list of to-dos, which you have, whatever your lists are. And one of the things was to get security. Like, we're going to get security. And we were going to get it. I swear to God, we were going to get it. And we went out to a market one night. We were gone for 2 hours. We came back, and I had 7-pound weights on the front stoop of our house at the time. And our burglars came, and I'm just going to say it, they beat the shit out of our front door with 1 7-pound weight, went into our house and beat the shit out of our safe, which the second mistake was we put everything in the safe. We didn't even move stuff around and go, let's do the pillow and the cushion and the safe. We put it all in the safe.
The safe is safe.
Because the safe is safe. And it's like safes are like, everything is here. come here. Don't look at anything else, which is what happened. And they stole everything. Everything. They stole our computers, our technology, and everybody I know. They stole all my jewelry, my mother's jewelry, my grandmother's jewelry. I had it all in there, and they took it all.
And you feel just
everything
so violated, you know?
You know, I was numb, and, you know, but I got myself back pretty quick because I was thinking, you know, my mother and my grandmother would be telling me, you're safe. It doesn't matter. Let it go. And that brought me back. And then I mourned for a while, and James told me that my jewelry wasn't who I am. Like, that was not my thing. And
I guess he is a good guy.
He's like, that does not he said, it doesn't define you, honey. It doesn't define you. And I thought it kind of did define me, I think.
Now, I think I probably asked you this at the time, just real quick. Did it ever run across your mind like, okay, no, we're leaving? That
was not the time. That I have had one time since I've been here where I thought I want to go home, and that wasn't it.
Well, obviously you just teased that.
I know. I've got to tell you what it was. We were in a car accident. We were coming back home. We were taking a left-hand turn. We had gone down, I think, to San Jose. Back on our way home, we put our left-hand turn signal on, and a guy came on the left side, which, as now we all know, is not unusual in Costa Rica. And in the U.S., when you're driving and you're taking a left at the blinker, you don't think to look in your rearview mirror on the left side.
Not really.
No. Here you have to do that. And the guy hit us and just glanced right off of us and went flying into a ditch. And he was in a car. And make a long story short, everybody pulled over. They were so lovely. They were so helpful. Then the cops came, and the cops took a report from him first. And we were so worried about him that he was okay, because it was pretty serious. He went head first into a ditch in a car, made sure he got out, all worried. The cop took his report and left the scene. And we're like,
wait a minute.
Oh, I don't know what's happening. And it's dusk and it's drizzly. And there's all these cars on the road, and our insurance broker, who's a fabulous guy, if anyone wants his name, I'm happy to give it, sent out an adjuster who came out. An adjuster came in the middle of nowhere to us.
They kind of do that, yeah.
They do. And he stayed with us through the whole thing, and the cop left. So what happened was, clearly the guy who hit us didn't say, oh, and by the way, I hit those people over there in that car, and the police officer left. And the guy said, well, you can either call him back and get a report or not call him, and then you're kind of, and we said, call him back. So the police officer came back, took our report, looked at our, James was driving, we didn't have his passport on him, but he had a copy of it. And the stamp page, which was current, the stamp was a little bit off the page, just slightly off the page. And the officer started getting mad at us and threatened to take our plates, which is what they do here if you're...
Yeah.
And luckily our adjuster was there, and I was watching his posture with the police officer saying, look, they were the ones that got hit. They're standing here, they're doing it all right. And that was the one moment where I'd been in an accident. He threatened to take our plates, make our life worse. And that was my moment where I was like, I'm ready to go home right now. I'm done. And that was the moment.
How long were you in that moment?
A day.
Okay, that's not too bad.
I'm sorry, but that was my one moment in 2 years where I was like, I'm out of here.
I remember kept commenting when we were talking about this. It's a lot of people would pack it up. They'd go, and those are the ones that go back and go, everyone steals down there. Everything is bad there.
Yeah.
But the fact that you kind of persevered and kind of.
Well, here's the honest thing. Where were we going to go back to? What were we going to go back to? We sold our house. We sold all our belongings. We weren't going back into where we were.
So you're saying you don't even want to be here, really? You just can't get back? We're going to start a GoFundMe for Jeannie and her husband, James, so they can get back.
No, I love it here.
I know you do.
But it's always something. It's no matter where you live, it's something.
Right, I think so.
But I don't get worried here about where I'm going to walk and getting shot or what stores the things that worry me.
It's not like that couldn't have happened anywhere else. It just is unfortunate that it happened so quick out of the gate because it kind of is a bad taste.
Well, you're in a foreign land. I don't speak the language. I couldn't spend, it was just scarier here than when you're in your home where you have a certain level of prominence or whatever you have because you're a citizen. We're not citizens here. And we got, it's a different feeling.
It is. So I think the last time we talked was, 4 or 5 months ago. So has anything changed in the thinking of, staying in Costa Rica, living in Costa Rica? Do you still positive attitude, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, our whole plan when we came down here was to have a home down here, We have a casita on our property that we rent, and have a place that is our home, but to travel from here. And for these first 2 years, we thought we'd be doing that a lot sooner. So building, we talked about that last time, building and kind of what it takes to get settled made that not happen as quickly. So now we're kind of back on track with, we still want this to be our home. This is home base. But now we kind of want to go see the world, and we have kids in Europe, a new granddaughter since, so.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know what, grandma. So that's sort of our plan now, but we have no intention of changing our home base, none at all. There's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you guys built a porch in the back, right? So
we have a porch.
You're not going anywhere.
And we have lights.
Yes.
I've waited 2 years for lights.
Did James put that up, or did he have him put up?
No, I think he. Well, I don't know.
He's tricky.
Stay tuned.
He's very tricky.
Stay tuned. 6 months from now.
Somebody sneak over real quick.
He may have hired somebody.
I did this, honey. Look what I did.
I don't know. I never even.
No, I saw a picture of their back. It was at the back area right of your house.
Right by the pool, so our guests aren't in the sun.
Lights on. I think there's going to be a big party there.
I don't know. So anyway, yeah. So no, we are still good to go. It's beautiful here. The people are good here. The weather's good here, even in the rainy season for me. And I don't have. It's all okay.
How are you with your neighbors? Are you a gringo that has embraced your neighbors and you're all friends and kind of family? Do you kind of just do your guys' own thing and hey, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah.
But you don't really, you're not really involved? How do you treat where you're living?
We have more of a social life here than we ever had in the States.
Really?
But we still work. So as all you probably know is I am a freelancer myself.
We're definitely going to get into
that. Right.
Yeah.
So we work during the day. But we always have plans at night with our neighbors. One of the fun things we do is, most of us here have chats that we're on for the community that we're in, and we help each other out and ask questions. And then there was a rash of burglaries and things going on, so we set up a smaller chat just with our immediate neighbors, so we watch out for each other. So it's very friendly. We have good neighbors.
Now, is this a combination of gringos, ticos? Is this mostly ticos?
Mostly gringos, mostly expats, but we definitely are in a neighborhood of ticos as well. And I work my Spanish with them, and I'm very, very friendly with them. They're very kind. I think if I needed anything, I would get help.
They are friendly like that, right?
They just want to be kind, and it's so nice to be kind. And then when people are kind to you, you kind of, it's like, why wouldn't I be kind?
Yeah, that's very true. How's your Spanish?
Oh, yeah, not so good.
Oh,
but I've been doing other education for 2 years. That's what I tell people. I'll get there. Like you, I'm going to get there.
All people have to do is go, Michael, haven't you been here like 18 years? You should know Spanish.
But here's my thing, honestly. I'm going to be really serious for a moment. When I was in the States, I was never, ever one of the people that thought that immigrants should speak English. I never had that thought. I was never upset by that or angered by that or saying, well, if you're in our country, you should. I never had that. So I don't come here and hold to myself to that has to be something I have to do, and I have to do it quickly. I'll do it in the time that I do it. I'll learn it the way I learn it. And I don't have that. And I try, and I'm honest, and I work it through, and I laugh at myself that it's very vulnerable to do it, but I don't hold myself to some level of where I have to be of proficiency. I just
my thing's a little different. I have never really. I have this thing. I think I was talking earlier. I don't really like small talk, and I don't like it from any. I'm not just
it doesn't
here.
Matter.
Anywhere. I don't really feel the need to fill quiet time with useless conversation just because people don't feel comfortable with the silence. So. My Spanish, no matter, it's better than I say it. I'm a little better than I say, but I'm never going to really have the conversations that I would want to have. It's, you know what I mean?
Right, that would throw you into having to know that much to that extent.
So if it's just going to be kind of, ¿Cómo estás? And, let's talk about soccer, the football game last night, and the clima, the climate and the weather. Right. I'm not into that with anybody. This is nothing against the culture
not
here. It's just not me.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times the miscommunication. I'm just never going to get that good.
Yeah.
So I just take it slow. Now, if you write me in Spanish, I'm pretty good.
Oh,
If you write me.
nice.
Escríbame.
There you
En
go.
español yo entiendo mucho.
Escribe. Yes, I get it.
But because I can see it, it's tangible. But I have ear problems a little bit, so
Right.
it's garbled a little bit.
Yeah. When you hit 40, that happens.
and that habla más despacio. It's so funny. You're trying to talk Spanish, and they're going a little fast, which they do here, and you just go, okay, habla más despacio, porfa, you know.
Slow down.
And yeah, slow down. And they go, oh, okay, yeah, sí, entiendo, yeah. 20 segundos más. And it's like, what just happened? I did 20 seconds later, and they're talking fast again.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. It's kind of fun, but
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into what you're doing, how do you keep yourself motivated? You know, a lot of people come down here, and I don't know, they don't do what they said they were going to do, and they sit around and maybe drink.
Yeah.
I don't know. So what keeps you going? Do you have like is this an adventure? Are you still on the adventure of being in Costa Rica? Did you create another kind of adventure thing you're trying to do since living here, or?
Yeah,
You know what I'm getting at?
I do. Yeah. No, I stay motivated because I still work.
Is it the work that does it?
Absolutely. But be very clear, I work where I want, when I want, with whom I want.
You know what? People don't understand that the time is the commodity. When you can work when you want and with who you want and all of
where
it,
you want.
you know, the money will flow at some point and all that's going to work itself out. But people don't understand the time. You know, I could get up at 9, but maybe not. I'll get up at this minute. I don't have to do this thing.
If I know my deadline, I can work out my deadlines any way that fits in my schedule to hit those deadlines, which I do. But I'm not clocking in and I'm not clocking out.
Okay, so let's get into what you were doing. And first of all, were you doing this in the States before you came down here?
I started in the States as my criteria for moving down here.
Okay, so now let's explain what you do down here.
Right.
And how you're...
So,
do you have to work?
So here's the thing.
I'm sorry, that's personal.
No, I'm happy to. This is the honest truth. We are not ready to live on a fixed income.
Oh.
Do we have it to live on James is 63, we have not pulled Social Security yet.
We should just make him work.
Well, he is working. He's doing his own thing.
That's right.
He is. But in order to not work, the fixed income we would both be on, we are not ready to live on. We don't want to live on that.
Right.
We're not ready to do that. So that's number one. Number two, I like to work, everybody. That's it. That's my honest answer. I like my work.
So again, like they always say, if you like it, it's not really work.
I like to do it. But if I didn't do it, or didn't do it here or the States, like you say, or anywhere, I don't either have enough interest to keep me interested. I've seen what people do when they're not. Whatever bad habit you all have just gets exacerbated down here, which you said in one of your videos that I watched. And I've seen all kinds of interesting habits that people have. And work is meaningful to me. I'm of value. I like to be of service. And you know what? I like when somebody says, "Great job, Jeannie. Thank you for doing that for me." Are you available for the next?
Right? Recognize.
Who doesn't?
We all like that.
We all
need that every now and then.
I think so.
Somebody needs to tell you every now and then, "That's a good job." And you
kind of like that.
Damn. Okay.
I know. Can I do another one for you? So that's my honest answer. And my criteria for coming down here was I had to be able to earn a living. So I started learning to freelance before I left. Then I was making a decent monthly income, going, "Oh, I can do this." And then I picked up my laptop and I moved it down here, and I only had one client that knew I moved. Nobody else knew that I moved. That's why we have VPNs. And then I enjoyed what I learned how to do so much, and I had hired a coach to help me do that and do it better, because I'm totally into paying for education, that I actually got certified to do the same thing. So now I work with people and coach them how to get on a talent market platform where there's over 200,000 jobs, where they get to use the skills and talents they already have.
So it's online, which is always
absolutely
nice. Digital nomad type stuff.
Absolutely.
And tell people what a VPN is real quick, because I don't like to assume anybody knows.
Oh, it's basically, it hides wherever you are.
Right.
So on the computer, and it costs like $6 a month.
Right.
It's like cheap. But I have Miami, Denver, whatever. And I can work and nobody knows that I'm in Costa Rica if I don't want them to know.
Right.
Yeah, which everybody needs to have that.
So you're helping people get started in some sort of online business. Is it a particular business, or can it be any kind of business online, and you're helping them coach, You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's 3 ways you can make money as a digital nomad or a freelancer. One is you can put out a shingle. You can start your own consulting business. You can do all that, but that takes a lot of time and energy, and you got to find your own prospects, and you got to get all that going. That's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is you can work for a company, and a U.S. company, and be a digital nomad, but you'll find most of those companies do not want you living abroad. They may let you go for 3 months and go somewhere and work, but they won't let you live abroad, right? That's it's hard to find companies that let you do that. And the third way is to take skills and talents and your passion and your hobbies that you've already been doing for 20, 30, 40 years, and you go onto what's called a talent market platform like Fiverr, Upwork. I work with Upwork, which is kind of the luxury brand of that. And at any given time, there's 200,000 jobs, which means all these clients globally are looking for people to do a job for them, a task or a project.
Maybe give us some examples of some of those jobs, like editing maybe?
Proofreading, writing, editing, graphic design. I have a client right now who's a nurse, and she can do things online as a nurse. I work with somebody else who does massage therapy. I've worked with executives,
Are you helping them figure out how they can take their business and do it online?
I help them with a 7-step program that is proven over 20 years, how to get online and how to build a profile online that stands out from all the rest so they can easily and quickly, without as much trial and error, get up online to get going.
I needed you 18 years ago, Jeannie, because we 2 steps forward, 3 steps back for years.
Yeah.
And when you learn it the hard way, it's, and it's all that stuff, site optimization and stuff.
Well, you started 18 years ago where what's going on now wasn't popular.
Maybe I need you now still.
You have so much to offer. Oh my God. But anyway, so that's what I do.
So do they have the backing of the company you work for? You know what I mean? Is it like, okay, so you said if they put out their own shingle, that's the people who just go and try to do it themselves.
Right, absolutely.
If they're doing some of this stuff that you're helping them with, is it with the backing of your company, or this is you're just coaching them?
Oh, no, I'm just coaching them to do exactly what. So I am walking the walk. I am coaching them to do exactly what I did, which is take my skills, take them on a platform, put together a fabulous profile, get clear what my skill sets are that I want to offer, and then put all that together and start making proposals online and having people accept my proposals and getting to work. And the idea is to have 2, 3 to 5 clients at any given time, not going from client to client to client to client, because they want to have a cachet or a herd of freelancers that they can keep counting on. So right now I have 2 clients. I've had as many as 5. I've been working with the 2 I have for about a year now. And that's what I do.
I don't want to turn this into an infomercial.
Yeah.
But since you do come, so what was I going to ask?
Well, here's the thing while you think that, what I find is, Sarah Lena, this came up with her, is people want to move here. They don't understand that they can't work. Like, you can't get a job here.
Right.
Like, you can't just go to work. And then people get stuck going, well, what do I do? And not everybody who moves here is collecting Social Security and already retired.
Especially now.
So this opens up a whole world with Sarah's Lane. She said, I talk to people all the time that want to come down. If you can show them how to do that, it just opens up the world for all of us.
That's what I was going to say. So it can be you can make as much money kind of as you're working. So
scale it up, big, small, whatever you want to do. I mean, I'll be honest how much I've made. I mean, I could make from $750 a month, and I've made as much as $3,000 a month consistently. It's all a matter of how I work it.
Yeah, well, that's great. I mean, that's what, and you know what we were talking about on the podcast we were doing last night. We have a podcast tonight here live at 8 o'clock, The Odd Couple Costa Rica.
The Odd Couple, really fun.
But we were talking about, it's interesting because it was before that, people that came down here or to this relocation retreat, everybody's my age, we're retiring.
Yeah.
I want to go retire somewhere, maybe Costa Rica, Panama, or whatever.
Hammock, drinks with umbrellas.
Yes, exactly. Now it's a lot of younger people searching, hey, and for all kinds of different reasons, not necessarily because they don't like, I don't know, where their country's going or whatever. They just want to maybe go on their own adventure, and they're learning earlier on that that's a possibility with the digital nomad route or the traveling around thing. So,
and it's not working so great for all of them anymore. There was a time in a generation where working 40 years for the same company and blending with a pension and the gold watch, it was like the world, like our parents. That was their generation, and we're kind of got stuck, and now the younger generation is kind of going,
I'm still looking for my gold watch, Jeannie. I've been waiting. Nobody's coming with it, though.
Oh, now I know what he's getting for the holidays.
Yeah, right. You know what? You're right, and that so that's all changed.
It is all changed.
And I think even older people that may not feel super comfortable on the internet.
You can learn.
I'm assuming that you can kind of help people that may not be, like when you said VPN, they're like, what?
Well, that's more like you wouldn't know it if you'd never had to use one. That's but when you get down here, people go pretty quick to go make sure.
So how basic? Okay, let's be truthful about that. So the younger people obviously are a little bit more in tune with internet and how things work.
I work primarily with people over 50. I usually work 50 to early to mid 60s. That's sort of that's what I like to work with, because I understand that group. Like I get it. I get the scary and the fear and the I don't know how to do it. And you find out most people know more than they realize they know.
Yeah, they just need a little hand holding sometimes, feel comfortable.
That's part of it. It's a big one. Accountability is a big one. I just finished with a woman and she said, I probably could maybe have gotten this done, but I would not have gotten it done as quickly and as easily if I didn't have a call with you every week. Right?
This is good stuff. I just think it offers options that people aren't aware of, because there's a lot of stuff, like you were saying earlier, a lot of people come down here like, what do I do? I don't know how to make, and you're right, you just can't go, I'm going to go be a bartender. No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm going to pull some brew. Yeah, you can't do that.
But people don't know the options, and they don't know what's available, and a lot of times they don't think what their interest in translates online somewhere.
And there's so much.
I know, and they don't know, but you can kind of guide them and go, wait a minute, no, we can make that work.
Yeah, and it's the hardest part for people is figuring out what they would offer. That's the hardest part always for people is if you've worked for 20, 30, 40 years, you've had 1 or 10 jobs, the skill set is so immense that nobody knows where to start. And what's really interesting, I will say, is people of a certain age group.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah. I think we're the same age. I think you're a year older than me.
All right.
I thought
we don't need to tell.
We don't have to get that. But what you find online is there's a certain thing about our generation that we learn to do our job, get it done on time, meet our deadlines, ask our questions up front. Like there's a way we just do our job.
We're a responsible group. We are a responsible group.
And freelance clients know it. And the ageism is much less. And they go, oh, so you've been doing that for 30 years and you put in your profile, oh, and by the way, I meet my deadlines.
Right.
Consistently.
It's the same reason McDonald's hires older people. They know they're going to show up.
Well, they show up and we get the job done.
Yeah, we show up, damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, does this sound interesting? Maybe there's something out there for you. If you want to get a hold of Jeannie, don't contact me, because I'm going to put her email address in the description of this video. You can bypass me, go directly to her, and see how Jeannie can help you.
Thanks,
Jeannie,
Michael.
thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.
She is a presenter here. She's going to be speaking, I think, on this subject.
Yes, I am. And if may come back again, come to the relocation retreat. If you didn't make it this time, come next time.
Right. Anyway, Jeannie, thank you so much. It's good information, because really, again, especially people our age, they don't know that the options they have.
Yeah.
And anyway, again, in the description, guys, you don't got to email me. I'm going to put you directly with her, and she's going to get you started. Maybe you're going to move to Costa Rica. I can feel it.
I don't know.
And the good thing is, I think she can help you wherever you're at. True?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can be in your living room. You can be in your living room and just not make a commute. Oh, and a big one I'll just say is caregivers now. That sandwich generation is a big one too. That are looking to freelance because they can't work and take care of parents.
See, this was a good freaking video, full of information. I hope people. You need to donate to TravelCostaRicaNow.com. This is good stuff. You just can't get this.
No.
Guys, I'm Michael Allen, TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Things are going to pop up if you're thinking about living or traveling anywhere, especially Costa Rica. Always do your homework and research like we didn't, okay? Anyway, but start with my videos. They're right here. I'll put my videos up against anybody's. Ciao.
Bye, everybody. Thanks. Thank you, Michael.